There's a kind of loneliness that hits harder than silence, the kind that sits beside you in bed when no one else is there anymore. You can hear the clock ticking, but time doesn't seem to move. You're not quite married anymore, but you're not fully single either. You're in between. And that space, that gray, uncertain middle, can feel unbearable. But this isn't the end of your story. This is where your rebuilding begins. Because the truth is, loneliness during divorce isn't a sign that you've done something wrong. It's a sign that your heart is recalibrating, learning to exist without the noise, the chaos, the constant presence of someone else. It's the emotional detox before peace finds you again. The quiet after the storm. When the papers are filed and reality starts to settle, the silence that follows can feel suffocating. The house echoes differently, the routines collapse. Dinner for two becomes dinner for one. And the worst part, you still instinctively reach for your phone to text someone who's no longer your person. But here's what most people don't tell you. That silence is actually sacred. It's the first time in a long time that life is asking you to just be with yourself. You don't need to fill it with noise, distractions, or rushed decisions. You just need to sit with it long enough to realize that loneliness isn't an enemy, it's a teacher. Understanding the in-between. You're not where you were and not yet where you're going. That limbo between letting go and moving on is emotionally brutal. Friends might not understand, family might get awkward, social events suddenly feel like foreign territory. And on the hardest nights, you might even question if leaving was the right choice. But this in-between phase is where your soul starts to rebuild its foundation. You're relearning who you are without that relationship's shadow. You're finding new habits, new people, new ways of being okay on your own. And that takes time. Not weakness, not failure, just time. Navigating the social shift. Divorce doesn't just change your relationship status, it reshuffles your entire social world. Friends divide, invitations fade, and people start treating you like a story they don't know how to handle. You'll notice couples keep a polite distance. You'll see old friends unsure of what to say. And some days you'll feel like no one really knows you anymore. That's why rebuilding your support system matters more than ever. Reach out, even when you don't feel like it. There are communities, online spaces, and people quietly walking the same path. You don't have to find your tribe overnight, but each time you open up, even a little, you remind yourself that connection still exists. And if you need help finding that connection, you might want to watch my other video, The Truth About Loneliness After Divorce. In that one, I share ways to rebuild your world piece by piece until it starts to feel like home again. Coping with nights alone. The hardest hours are always after sunset. That's when the quiet feels louder, when the weight of everything you've lost feels heaviest. But those nights are also the best time to start small rituals of peace. Try this. Instead of trying to distract yourself, start to comfort yourself. Light a candle, write down what you're feeling, even if it's messy. Play music that understands you. Cook a meal just for yourself, not because you have to, but because you deserve warmth. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to care for yourself the way you once cared for everyone else. Dealing with shifting friendships. When divorce happens, it doesn't just separate partners, it tests every friendship around them. Some people disappear quietly, others stay but feel distant. And the truth is, it hurts. It feels like losing another layer of your old life. But instead of chasing who left, try focusing on who remains. Notice who checks in without asking for details. Notice who listens without judgment. Those are your people now. The ones who see you as more than what happened to you. And as painful as this social shift can be, it's also a reset, a filtering of what's real. Sometimes losing people clears the way for the kind of connections you were always meant to have. Rediscovering solitude. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness aches, solitude heals, and learning to cross that bridge is one of the most powerful parts of this process. Start by reconnecting with yourself in gentle ways. Walks at sunrise, journaling, painting, reading, breathing. You'll notice that the quiet stops feeling threatening. It starts feeling like peace. Because you've been giving so much of your love outward for so long, now it's your turn to give it inward. You don't have to fill the void with someone new. You have to fill it with you. The emotional reality check. There will be days when you feel okay, and others when grief hits out of nowhere. Both are normal, both are valid. You're not moving backward just because the pain returns. Healing is not a straight line. It's a wave. When guilt, anger, or nostalgia creep in, remind yourself you are healing something deeper than a relationship. You're healing the parts of you that forgot your own worth. A word from the future you. One day, you'll look back at this exact version of you, sitting in the quiet, unsure, lonely, and you'll realize this was the season where you found your strength. This is where you learned what peace actually feels like. Not the peace that comes from a relationship working, but the peace that comes from knowing you can hold yourself together even when it doesn't. Closing message. If you're in that lonely middle right now, I see you. You're not weak for missing the past, and you're not wrong for wanting peace. You're just in the process of coming home to yourself. Keep breathing, keep showing up, because one day this ache won't define you. It'll remind you how far you've come. You're not alone in this. We're walking this path together, one quiet night at a time.